I don't care about championships. I've already done that. It's something else now. It's more than skill. It's unbreakable mindset. Sometimes you gotta remind them. I'm built for this.
Jake Paul's $5 million bet with Mike Tyson for their upcoming fight next month should be banned. Lou DiBella, as he called for state regulation over the controversial showdown.
Mikey, if you can last more than 4 rounds with me, I'll give you an extra $5 million.
Paul and Tyson will go head-to-head in Texas on November 15th in a bout that sees the veteran boxing legend take on a man 30 years his junior, with many criticizing the bizarre matchup. Fans and pundits have expressed concern over Iron Mike risking his health at the age of 57, especially given their initial fight date this summer was delayed after the heavyweight icon suffered from dizziness and nausea while on board a flight. And Paul has risked causing more controversy after challenging Tyson to a $5 million bet if he could survive longer than 4 rounds. And if he didn't, he would have to get a tattoo that said, "I love Jake Paul."
$5 million. But if you don't, then you have to get a tattoo that says "I love Jake Paul." Deal or no deal.
But DiBella, who has previously promoted the fights of Deontay Wilder, has given his disapproval of the bet and called for stricter regulations to prevent such an arrangement. He wrote on X, "Come on now, is there no state regulation? If this is a professional bout, with legal sportsbooks taking action on it, this kind of side bet has to be prohibited, period." DiBella had been responding to a combat sports lawyer who said regulators could have questions over the bet because it suggested that Paul was essentially saying, "Don't try to KO me in the early rounds." However, Paul has revealed that Tyson has not responded to his $5 million bet and believes he is in war mode for the fight, which is less than a month away. Paul said, "I think I TKO or KO him in rounds 4 or 5. But yeah, he hasn't responded to the bet and I don't think he probably will. I think he's locked in war mode." Knockouts being allowed in this fight has left some figures surprised, with promoter Eddie Hearn saying it was sad to see a boxing great like Tyson getting back in the ring at the age of nearly 60. Hearn said, "The reality is that 20 years ago when Mike Tyson retired from the sport, he was shot, completely finished. It was actually sad to watch then, 20 years ago." Hearn further said that Tyson shouldn't be in a boxing ring competing at a professional level at this age. "I'm in awe of him. He's one of my favorite ever fighters, one of the greatest of all time. But he's a 58-year-old man. You only need to speak to him and look at him to know this guy should not be in a ring again." But Tyson insisted he still feels he is in a good condition and believes he will KO Paul. He said, "My body is in better overall shape than it has been since the 1990s. Jake Paul, this delay may have bought you some time, but in the end, you will still be knocked out and out of boxing for good." Moreover, Jake Paul posted footage of the YouTuber dropping a sparring partner as he prepares for his fight with Mike Tyson. With only 4 weeks to go until the first match, Paul shared a video of himself knocking down a sparring partner with a right hook. Paul then shouts to the camera,
Don't charge at me, Tyson. Drink Celsius.
Jake Paul is also set to engage in discussions regarding his debut in mixed martial arts, MMA, right after his upcoming fight with Mike Tyson. Having signed with the Professional Fighters League, PFL, in 2022, Paul is eager to transition into the cage, eyeing a potential debut in 2025. This move comes as he pauses his ambitious aspirations to become a boxing world champion. PFL CEO Peter Murray remarked, "I'm not sure if it's going to be his very next fight in combat sports, but he will debut in 2025. Look what Jake has proved in boxing. He's an incredible athlete, he's a pro boxer, and he's taken on some legit opponents, and he has blazed his own trail. He's going to do it the same way in MMA. He's all about being an advocate for athletes and blazing new trails, so he's absolutely going to take on MMA and be as focused and dedicated as he is to boxing." Paul has been vocal about seeking a rematch with Tommy Fury, who defeated him by decision in Saudi Arabia. There is potential for this rematch to occur in the MMA arena, especially since Fury has recently trained with UFC fighter Tom Aspinall. Murray stated, "I believe they could fight in PFL. We'll see. There's a list and it keeps growing. That's what's exciting about it. There are a number of fighters who would like to be part of that debut, so we will be talking to Jake after the Tyson fight. Despite the excitement surrounding his fights, Paul has faced criticism for stepping into the ring with Tyson, given the latter's recent health issues. Promoter Eddie Hearn, who has had previous conflicts with Paul, expressed his disapproval, mentioning that he plans to leave the arena after his fighter Katie Taylor faces Amanda Serrano in their eagerly awaited rematch. Hearn commented, "The reality is that 20 years ago when Mike Tyson retired from the sport, he was shot, completely finished. It was actually sad to watch then, 20 years ago." Michael Buffer finds the upcoming fight to be quite captivating. He noted that although Mike Tyson seems confident about returning to the ring, he is skeptical about whether it is a smart move for someone approaching 60 years old. Buffer pointed out that the physical demands of boxing may not be suitable for someone of Tyson's age and raised concerns about the risks associated with such a challenging endeavor, especially given Tyson's past in the sport.
Yeah, Mike right now is a guy that's happy in his own skin. He feels good. He's 50 something, and this might not be the best thing for him. I think it's going to be 2-minute rounds. He still looks like a guy that if he hits you, he can knock you out. Yeah. And Jake Paul has, while he hasn't cracked the top 10 of boxing, maybe he actually has as a cruiserweight. He's shown he's a great athlete, and he's got like a will to win. He really, he fights to win. He doesn't go there to play games. So it's going to be an interesting fight. I don't know if it's
Lennox Lewis, who faced Tyson in 2002 and won by 8th round stoppage, shared his prediction for the upcoming fight with Jake Paul, expressing confidence in Tyson's chances. Lennox Lewis expressed strong confidence in Mike Tyson's ability to win against Jake Paul, emphasizing that age should not be a major concern. He noted, "Mike Tyson's gonna win. He's not that old. Don't take him too softly. We're 1 year apart." Lewis continued by pointing out the advantages Tyson has over Paul, stating, "You can fight somebody like that and do well, because the person you're fighting is not a true fighter, and there's 100 things that you've forgotten that he's learning. The age will be a little bit of a determining factor if the fight goes on too long, but if they get close and Mike comes with his 10-second combination, if one of those punches catches Paul, he's definitely gonna go down." Evander Holyfield, another of Tyson's notable rivals from the 1990s, also weighed in on the fight while speaking to Fight Hub TV. Holyfield, who won their first bout by 11th round stoppage and famously faced Tyson in the rematch with the ear-biting incident, analyzed the matchup. Holyfield analyzed the upcoming fight, expressing uncertainty about Jake Paul's confidence and noting that Paul's speed could be advantageous. He stated, "I don't know how much confidence that Jake Paul has and all of that, but he's gonna be a lot quicker. If he stays close to Mike, then his chance of winning is going to be great." He elaborated on the risks associated with distance from Tyson, emphasizing how Tyson's quickness could pose a significant threat. He added, "But if he tries to stay back from Mike, he's going to get caught. Mike is like a snake. He'll pop out on you. He gets there too quick. But if you charge him, you're gonna smother him. He pushes off his legs, so he's too close. But if you give him room, everybody gets knocked out going backwards. Give him room and you're gonna be messed up." Ken Shamrock, however, feels that Jake Paul cannot win, regardless of the fight's outcome. While acknowledging Paul's achievements, Shamrock expressed that a win over Tyson would leave a negative impression on boxing, and he remarked, "If Paul wins, there's a huge bad taste in the world of boxing. It's a disappointment to an organization that has loved Mike Tyson. It is like the death of somebody, and it should be victorious for Jake Paul, and I think on that small group of people that are following, yes, but in that whole atmosphere of boxing, it's gonna feel like somebody died." James Toney, known for his victory over Holyfield in 2003, predicted a swift win for Tyson, stating, "You need to slap yourself for even asking who wins. You know damn well that Mike will knock that motherfucker out within 30 seconds. UFC legend Randy Couture believes Tyson still possesses the knockout power to take down any opponent. After seeing training footage of Tyson, Couture expressed that despite being 57, he remains capable of knocking out Jake on July 20th.
I mean, look at the training footage. That pop is still there. That explosive speed and power is still there. I think this, obviously he's still a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, but he's still got it, in my opinion. And so that bodes well for going out and this probably ending within the first or second round.
Amir Khan also sees Tyson achieving an early knockout victory. He commented on the unexpected nature of the matchup, saying, "The fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, wow, no one would have ever expected a fight like that to be made. Mike Tyson is a legend of the game and not someone who you want to mess about with. Even though he's older now and has been retired for a long time, he's obviously done a few exhibitions. I just feel that he can really hurt Jake Paul. I just can't believe what Jake Paul's thinking. He's fighting a heavyweight great, and I think he can get hurt badly. Kevin McBride, the last boxer to face Mike Tyson in a professional match, also issued a stark warning to Jake Paul as the YouTuber turned boxer prepares to step into the ring with the former heavyweight champion. McBride's insights offer a glimpse into the formidable challenge that awaits Paul. Despite Tyson's age, McBride believes that the legendary fighter still poses a significant threat. McBride, now 51, defeated Tyson by technical knockout in 2005 in what was Tyson's final professional fight. Reflecting on that experience, McBride shared some vivid memories of just how powerful Tyson was, even in the twilight of his career. He recalled, "When Tyson hit me, it felt like my head was spinning." In an interview, McBride recollected the force of Tyson's blows. He continued by saying that he put Tyson in a headlock and teased him after the vicious punch, which only made Tyson more angry. McBride said that Tyson bit him in retaliation, causing him great pain. Even decades after his peak, Tyson still has a fiery and unpredictable style in the ring, as seen in this moment from the fight tape. In light of this, McBride gave the 27-year-old Paul some guidance. He underlined the significance of keeping up a solid defense and being keenly aware of Tyson's capricious nature. McBride advised, "Tyson is a fearsome man, even in his 50s. It takes real courage to step into the ring with him, whether you're a seasoned fighter or a YouTuber like Paul." Many have suggested that Paul may benefit from Tyson's old age by providing the younger fighter a chance to win. McBride, though, quickly rejects this idea. He thinks that Tyson still has a lot of power and that it might be what wins the bout. Power is the last thing a fighter loses, according to McBride, and Tyson still packs a mean punch at his age. If Tyson connects with just one solid hit, it could be lights out for Paul, McBride suggested, indicating that the younger fighter could find himself in serious trouble if he underestimates Tyson's capabilities. McBride also hinted at the possibility of returning to the ring himself. He expressed a willingness to come out of retirement for another fight with Tyson, should the opportunity arise. McBride said, "If Tyson wins and Paul wants a rematch, I'd be ready to step in again." He even offered to substitute in the upcoming fight if Tyson or Paul pulled out. Tyson Fury believes Mike Tyson will shock the world and teach the problem child a lesson when they eventually go head to head. The Gypsy King said, "Listen, if Mike Tyson hits anybody, I don't care if he's 90, he's gonna knock them out cold, ain't he? Obviously, I have to back Mike Tyson. I'm named after the legend and I'll back him. As he always backs me, I'm backing Mike for the knockout. Come on, Mike." Roy Jones, the last opponent Tyson faced in their 2020 exhibition match, which was dubbed Lockdown Knockdown, still remembers how powerful Tyson is in his later years. In an interview with Shane Mosley, Jones was asked about the fight right away and said that Tyson was the hardest hitter he had ever encountered.
Mike takes it serious like he took with me. Then he gonna take, I don't see Jake beating him because he's very hard to hit, still in shape. And he's still a very hard puncher.
Jones further elaborated on how hard Tyson hit him when they both fought. He stated, "Mike Tyson is still the strongest puncher that I've ever been in the ring with. Ever. Now I think he's 57, maybe 58, yet he's still the strongest puncher. The first time he hit me on my chin, I felt like a mule had kicked me in my chest." Jones's remarks carry a lot of weight since Jake Paul is preparing to fight against Tyson in November. There has been a lot of criticism directed at the fight, which will have milder regulations because Paul and Tyson are 30 years apart in age. But Paul has committed to bulking up, which Jones says is a necessary but imperfect strategy. Jones further added, "If he's at 230, that can make it very interesting. Jake's not going to fight close, and he can't stay away from him because Mike will close the gap too quick." Jones commented, "I thought I could stay away from him. I couldn't, and I know I'm better at staying away from people than Jake is." Jones brushed off the question, asking whether Tyson's age would slow him down or whether Paul's youth would provide an advantage. None of that fits the situation. It's a smart idea if you can push him back and you're big enough, as he doesn't fight as effectively backwards as forwards. However, you have never been hit like that before, hence we have to see. Freddie Roach is optimistic about Mike's chances in the upcoming fight against Jake Paul. Despite the significant age difference, Tyson being 58 and Paul just 27, Roach believes that that Mike's experience and skill will give him the edge in the ring. He feels that Tyson's years of training and his deep understanding of boxing strategy will allow him to counteract Paul's youthful energy and unorthodox style.
You know, I used to train Tyson, and I like Mike a lot, and he does come by my gym once in a while to say hello and visit and stuff. And then all of a sudden his fight's coming up, and you know, it's a younger, maybe stronger man. But no, I can't say stronger.
But Bob Arum has firmly asserted that he sees no chance for 58-year-old Mike Tyson to defeat a significantly younger fighter like Jake Paul. He stressed that the considerable age gap and the physical factors at play in the match heavily favor Paul. Arum argues that Tyson's age and the inevitable decline in athletic ability make it highly improbable for him to win against someone who is younger and actively competing. This viewpoint underscores the difficulties that age introduces in boxing, especially when facing a fighter who is currently in their prime.
Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, what do you think of that fight? You're Brooklyn, I'm Brooklyn. Mike, at 58 years old, can he beat Jake Paul 30 years younger his age? The answer is no.
Arum pointed out that older fighters often lose essential skills, such as muscle memory and the ability to deliver effective punches. He also expressed concern for Tyson's safety, hoping that the former champion doesn't sustain injuries during the bout. He noted, "The answer is no, Tyson can't beat Paul. A 58-year-old guy, no matter how good they were, no matter how athletic they were, are not gonna be able to fight. You can't throw punches like you're supposed to, you can't do a lot of things. I hope Mike doesn't get hurt, but I really give him relatively no chance." You lose that muscle memory as you get older. Tony Bellew shared his views on the upcoming fight, wishing for a quick victory for Tyson, but warning Paul not to take unnecessary risks. He mentioned that Tyson could earn between 20 million pounds and 50 million pounds for the fight, admitting he would participate for that amount. Bellew expressed that if Paul were to harm Tyson, he would react strongly, stating, "If he hurt Mike Tyson and I then run into Jake Paul, I'd chin him quite happily. I would even spend a couple weeks in the big house for that." Paulie Malignaggi also shared his apprehensions about the fight, warning that if Jake Paul were to seriously injure Tyson, it could provoke public outrage and calls to ban boxing. He remarked, "Head blows from young, strong guys at Mike's age aren't good. When you're older, your body isn't made for that kind of damage anymore. If something goes wrong, people might start calling for the sport to be banned." Many are questioning the wisdom of allowing someone as old as Tyson to face a much younger and stronger opponent like Paul. Malignaggi stressed the potential danger, noting that while Paul may not be a top-tier boxer, he has been training seriously for 5 years. He added, "Jake Paul might not be world-class, but he's certainly not a novice. Hitting someone Tyson's age has serious risks. Tyson wasn't taking punches well at 36, let alone now." Joe Rogan acknowledged that while Tyson can still impress audiences with his skill during mitt work, this does not equate to the full intensity and demands of actual training or fighting. Rogan emphasized that Tyson's striking on the mitts, though captivating, does not accurately represent the rigors involved in a complete training session or an official match.
I don't know. He looks great on the mitts, but that doesn't mean that you know as much as I know.
Yeah.
I can look good on the mitts.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell people that, like, bro, mitts doesn't show anything. Yeah.
Especially if you watch in 30-second clips. What you want to see is him sparring. You want to see him hitting the bag for multiple rounds. You'd want to see, like, let's see 3 rounds hard on the bag. I'm going to see what you could do. I want to see how your feet move. I want to see what it looks like if you're off balance when you're throwing combinations. You look like Tyson.
Anthony Joshua expressed his hopes that Tyson comes out of the fight healthy, acknowledging that Paul might hold an advantage due to his youth. He said, "Tyson is older now. I pray that he comes out healthy. I think Jake Paul wins because of youth. That's the only thing." Discussing influencer boxing in general, Joshua commented, "I personally think it's really good. I think the boxing hardcores, they don't like it because they think, why are they disrespecting our sport? But I think that influencer brings all these people into boxing, which benefits everyone else. Everyone viewing helps." UFC star Colby Covington simply hated the fight as the age difference between the two fighters concerns him regarding Mike's well-being. Colby believed that this fight would tarnish Mike's legacy. He also accused Jake Paul and his brother Logan Paul for taking steroids.
I think, Mike still looks like a superhuman for 58, but he's still 58 years old, and You know, he shouldn't be fighting anymore. I don't think it's safe. I think it's dangerous. At that age, your heart might explode. You know, he gets hit in the head, he might have a brain bleed. I mean, the guy, that's what I hope for. I hope that Mike Tyson makes it through injury-free and doesn't get hurt. But I don't like the fight. You know, Jake's in his mid-20s. He's doing every chemical known to man. He's literally a lab project. They're just juicing him up, him and his brother. Yeah. Everybody knows that. The machine's behind him, juicing him up, putting every chemical known to man. So I think it's going to end bad. I think, you know, Jake's going to probably knock him out within the first 2 minutes. And if he doesn't, then it'll be because he's carrying him and he's trying to make the freak show look like it's a competitive fight. But I hate the fight. I think it takes away from Mike Tyson's legacy when a guy like this comes in and beats him.
So what are your thoughts about this fight? Which side are you on? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.